喂。
Good morning. Members, it's the appointed time and we have a quorum. This is the subcommittee to study issues relating to animal rights, election of chairman, and I'll read it out. Under ROP 22 and Annex 4, the election procedures, and I'll ask members to nominate candidates to be the chairman. It has to be made validly by one member and seconded verbally by at least one member, and that will have to be accepted by the nominated person. Mr. Ray Chen, I nominate Ms. Claudia Mo. Any seconders? Ms. Lau Siu Lai seconded. Ms. Claudia Mo, do you accept? Yes, I do. Any other nominations? Mr. Michael Tien. Sorry, I made a mistake. I called you by your brother's name. I nominate Miss An Chang. Could you repeat, please? So sorry, I was distracted. You don't want to listen to me? No, that's not the case. I nominate Miss An Chang. Seconder, Miss Alice Mack. Do you accept Miss Chang? Thank you. Any other nominations? I will just count to 3. 3, 2, 1. There are no other nominations. We have 2 candidates. We need to vote on it.
咁咧就我哋而家咧就係麻煩咧工作人。
I now ask the staff to distribute ballot papers and a chop. Number 1 is Miss Claudia Mo. Number 2 is Miss An Chang. After members have affixed the chop on the ballot paper, I will announce the voting to be closed. There won't be any other ballot papers to be distributed. And members will have to personally put the ballot paper in the box. Unless you have done so, do not leave your seat. Sorry, the echo is too strong. I apologize. After members have affixed the chop on the ballot paper, I will announce that the voting is closed. No more ballot papers will be distributed, and staff members will collect ballot papers. Members with ballot papers will have to personally put the ballot paper into the box. Unless you have done so, do not leave your seat. Let me remind you that number 1 is Miss Claudia Mo, number 2 is Miss An Chang. Any members who have not been given a chop and a ballot paper, please raise your hand if you don't have either. If members have affixed the chop, I will announce the voting closes. Staff members will not distribute any more ballot papers. Altogether, there are 25 ballot papers distributed. I'll now ask the staff to collect the ballot papers.
就請所有嘅獲派選票嘅委員呢，親自將選票呢放入投票箱。
I ask members to personally put the ballot papers into the box. Do not leave your seat unless and until you have done so.
好，唔好意思啦，我哋截咗啦。
Sorry, voting has already closed. We start vote counting. Mr. Ray Chan and Mr. Michael Tian, could you please come out to supervise the counting of votes?
我哋總共收到25張。
We have received 25 ballot papers. Number 2. Number 2. One. 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 Two. 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 One. 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 Two. 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 Two.
經點呢個結果
After the vote counting, number 1, Ms. Claudia Mo, has received 9 votes, and number 2, Ms. An Chang, has received 16 votes. So Ms. An Chang has been elected chairman. Congratulations. Please come up to chair the meeting. Thank you, Mr. Leung. And you have cheered me on. Thank you.
好，跟住落嚟咧就各位委員，OK， 跟住落嚟咧，我哋睇下就係大家嘅意見。
So, do we need a deputy chairman? Yes. Any nominations? Miss Lau Siu Lai nominates Miss Claudia Mo. Seconder. You? Are you called Jeremy Tam? Yes. Are you going to second or not? Yes. Do you accept? Yes, I do. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3. There being no other nomination, Ms. Claudia Mo is elected ipso facto. I'll ask Ms. Mo to come up. Let's share a desk. But I have to speak looking at you. Thank you. Thank you.
好，手呢啲議會書。嗱，咁咧啱啱秘書處咧就同我講，佢都
Just now the Secretariat told me that they have received some submissions. But if you have not received it, I will ask the Secretariat to make photocopies for you ASAP. Next is meeting arrangements and items for discussion. I would like to hear from members about the issues to be discussed. Hands, please. Gary Chan, Claudia Mo, Jeremy Tam, Ray Chan, Alice Mack. Have I missed anyone? Roy Kwong. Is Roy Kwong? Am I right? Mr. Gary Chan. We have limited time because we have to vacate the room by 10:30. I only have 15 minutes. Can we have 2 minutes each? Thank you. Well, some animal rights groups asked me to propose to follow up on a number of important issues. Microchipping for cats. Currently, there is such an arrangement for dogs, but not cats. So can we discuss it to see if it can be implemented? And the second matter is that currently there are quite a lot of illegal poaching in rural areas in Hong Kong. They have left some illegal traps which inadvertently hurt other people. I would like to follow this up. And under the prevention of cruelty to animals, a lot of people think that the penalty is too lenient. We need to have a review. And the fourth matter is the trap, neuter, return trial program. I hope that the review will be conducted as soon as possible for it to be launched territory-wide. And I see that a lot of construction site dogs are being caught. Well, they live in appalling conditions. Their lives are tough. So I would like to discuss this matter as well. Second, Ms. Claudia Mo. First, we tackle the easier issues first. I understand that the different political parties and bodies don't oppose to setting up animal police. We don't want a police ban. We don't want a grand ceremony for its establishment. But at least we need to have something. Representatives of animal rights groups have been liaising with the police. They give information to criminal investigation division officers who would like to do something, and it's been quite effective. And that itself is we can see the shape of animal police now.
We need to prioritize issues which we talk about next time. I think animal police should be at the top of the list. Next one, Jeremy Tam. Thank you, Chairman. I want to talk about Ocean Park, the animals there who are actually kept in captivity. Some animals are really put in congested environment. I'd like to talk about, on the upcoming agenda, there'd be an item on animals and fish being kept in Ocean Park. And secondly, 139B on the commercial licenses for animals. It will be implemented because the commencement date is coming, and the issue will be submitted to the Legislative for discussion, and there's been call for a delay. But whatever happens, whether the commencement date will be implemented on schedule, we need to review the issues associated with implementation, or if there's any need for amendments. Thank you. Chen Chi-chen next. Thank you, Chairman. 139B, of course, is something that needs to be followed up because it will become effective in March. We can deal with it in June. I don't know whether it will be discussed at the food safety panel, but sometime after the licenses have been issued, I think they need to come back to us to report on the situation. And previously we had some queries. And also we need to review endangered animal products, the exports and imports of those products, for example, pearls. I know ivory is also something that the government has got some policies on, so we can discuss that too. Next one, Matt Macon. I think besides talking about animal issues, I'd like to know, can we discuss that is letting animals enter public premises, including parks, or being brought on board transportation or food premises?
好，多謝麥美娟。
Thank you, Ms. Mac. Next one, Roy Kwong. All along, there has been a big demand for the setting up of animal police. We can see that abuse and killing of animals have never come to an end. We thought situations has improved, but no, that's not true. In different districts, and there are still cases of animals being killed. Only when news occurred, then we became concerned again. So having animal police is a very strong spiritual symbol. That is, once it's set up, it will convey the message to people hidden in the dark corners that there are people monitoring their behavior, and there'll be monitoring of any possible bullying of animals. So I'd like to put the setting up of animal police at the top of the priority list. I remember some time ago there was a march, and the police commissioners said they didn't have enough manpower to do animal policing work. But now, as people become more aware of the rights of animals, I think that now is a good time to discuss the idea again. And also the penalty under the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Ordinance, maximum fine is 3 years imprisonment and a fine of 200,000. But some people might actually kill an animal in a back alley thinking that nobody would catch him. So are the penalties of the ordinance too light? We need to build up an animal-friendly environment so that maybe pets, animals can be brought on board public transport. If, we create that environment, then we can try to set up days when pets can be allowed on board public transport. I think all these issues can be discussed by this subcommittee. Claudia Mo. Another very important issue to me is all along we've asked people to foster or adopt animals and not buy them. But the point is we need to be allowed to keep the pets. That is, we need to relax the restriction or the ban on keeping animals in public rental housing estates. I know some people are very concerned about dogs, their barking and also the hygiene issue. But to some people living in public rental housing, pets can be their spiritual support. Sometimes you may say that the dog is too big and maybe forced to lose weight to under 20 kg and so forth. So we can relax the ban a bit, adopt a more humane approach, and create a more humane society. Yeah, we can look into all these issues. All the issues suggested by members today, we know just in the Secretariat reminded me that, the police might have to be involved, or the exports of fur products that actually ties in with the work of the Customs Excise and also or maybe Environmental Protection Department. So how can we get the departments to come? This is a subcommittee, but not under the House Committee. We are under the Food Safety Panel instead. So it's difficult for the panel to dwell on the issues raised. So we may not be able to. We are under a panel. We are under the House Committee, I think. If not, then why is it not Helena Wong who chaired? She didn't join the panel, but she's a member of the Food and Environmental Hygiene Panel. I think there are problems. It seems like there are problems. We're in a difficult position. But give me some time. I need to discuss with various departments first, particularly about the setting up of animal police. I need to talk about it with the Security Bureau. If we may be asking for, the police to come as a subcommittee under the relevant panel. But on the issues raised, I do think that they're worthy of being discussed. Very constructive ideas. So, date of next meeting, I will discuss it with the Secretariat. We need to try to fit our meetings in. Once we've set a day, we'll let you know ASAP. Thank you, members, for coming.